Yeah. Welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone had a wonderful Tuesday, terrific Tuesday, okay? It was not only a terrific Tuesday, but it was an update day for little Miss Halloween, okay? Y'all, the talk has been going on since earlier this day or earlier today and giving updates as to what happened in court. So we're going to touch on and talk about some of the updates that we were told, because y'all know I wasn't there in person. So shout out to everyone who had boots on the ground and that came back and gave us an update. And also those of you who were on the Zoom as well that came and gave us some updates. So let's see who we have here so far. Y'all forgive me, child. It's been a long day. Okay, if I'm stumbling over my words and things, forgive me, child. Let's see. Hey, True Blessings is in the building. Thank you for joining, sis, and thank you for being first in the building. Hey, Latte girl, what's the eyes about this early in the live? Okay. I'm glad that you are here, sis. Hey, Queen Shailene is in the building. Hi, Rena, welcome. Barbara is in the building. Sienna, Benicia. Okay, thank you, ladies, so much for joining. My sis Shelly Shells is in the building. Shout out to you, sis. Y'all, make sure you tap that like button. It is for free. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat. My Cashapp is scrolling, or buy a coffee. And that link is also in the description field of this video. All right. So y'all, let's get into it. Now, one of the highlights, okay, or a funny moment that I saw on today was on Facebook, okay, from not Carlos, okay. y'all know everybody been over there on his post, but from Romika's sister, Neek, okay, she came with the drama and the humor, I should say, from today when she went to court. And this was like a little funny little moment that I looked at it as. So she said, this bum, because I had to see which bum she was talking about. She said, this bum in court with an up down, but it's really a down up, that weave gone and that hair nappy as hell, and requesting to be NPC. You scared, huh? Okay. I said, oh, that bum. Okay. I was trying to get some clarification. But child, that tickled me. Not the down, up, down. I was trying to figure out, what does that look like? Some people stated that little Miss Halloween had two braids. Allegedly, one was going up and one was coming down. I don't know if Big Bertha was up in jail trying to help her get it together. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, child, Big Bertha. Girl, Shelly. Girl, Big Bertha was up in jail. They done made her take that weave out. And Big Bertha said, look, okay, I'm going to help you. And I don't know what that looks like. Okay, I'm a visual person, so someone going to have to show me what that looks like. But yeah, I don't know if, hey, Big Bertha is scaring her too much. She asking for protection now. She needs some more weave. Y'all help her out. I don't know if they sell weave in jail. Okay, I've never been. I don't know if that's something that's an option there. Okay, they're making her take it out. They let her keep it for a while though. So I don't know if that's something that she can just get a new one or how that works. But people were describing, the hairstyle or whatever on today. But when I saw that post from Neat, that tickled me. Okay. Hey, Janice, welcome. Thank you for joining. So y'all, before we get into it, let me do the shout outs. And I also want to give a shout out to Cold Piece TV, Keys News Network. I think those two and the young lady, because I call it young lady, that I'm about to share with you all today, that give us updates from being there. I believe Talks with Nikki is actually there, if I'm not mistaken. But I will say she comes with the information, okay? And she doesn't really go on just opinions, but she likes to explain things and give facts. And so she did a short video earlier, and y'all, she brought out some great points, some things I hadn't really heard today. Okay, shout out to Royal D too. We were over there in her house on today, and there were some people that were also talking about it over there as well and giving their opinions about what happened today and where they think this is going to go. The supporters in the chat, shout out to y'all. Y'all keep us informed under my post today. I was busy this morning too, y'all. And so when I left one of my locations, I looked at my phone and True Blessings had shared an update under that post. So shout out to you as well and everyone that's just been in the loop, keeping up with this. Okay, y'all, this is a team effort, in my opinion. It's not just a one-man show. We're all fighting for justice for Romika and trying to keep her name alive, standing with the family. And shout out to whoever sent Miss Tina the flowers. I saw that Auntie had shared a picture of Miss Tina at the courthouse. And I don't know if a group came together or how that was done, but someone had sent some beautiful, let me pull that up, some beautiful roses on today, some pink and white. Let me pull that up. Give me 1 second. Micah, turn it down. Okay, let me share. Thank y'all for your patience. Welcome everyone coming in. Hey, Sienna. Hey, Frodo. Simply Neat. Thank you so much for joining on today. Shelly said until she went through processing, they made her watch that. Well, girl, I don't know if she was putting on the wig or what coming to court, but people were like, she had the weed gone today. I don't know what that looked like. Up, down, up. I don't know. But these are the beautiful roses, y'all, that Miss Tina received on today during court. So whoever did that, that was so thoughtful. And just to see that they were pink and white, that's just beautiful. It's really beautiful. And here's another one of her holding the flowers. I'm like, oh my God. I know that made her day. Spontaneous blessings like that puts a smile on your face in the midst of dark moments. So that was very, very thoughtful of whoever did that today. And here's another picture. And look at the snow, child. Okay, baby, they got some snow up in Chicago. Okay, so shout out to whoever sent those. And then also shout out to the family for sharing with us, for allowing people, to be a part of this moment and this movement. Hey, Kim Kobe, welcome. Sienna said, Obi, that's the trap. They make you believe you can keep it. Really? Once them fingerprints finish, them scissors come straight out. They cut me out my wig. Okay. They cut me out my wig, and I was only in there for 3 days. Girl, I didn't know. Okay. Okay, yes, and shout out to Philly Girl Juice, okay, who also had boots on the ground. Okay, come on now. She drove 10 hours to be there, along with Quadre being there. Well, shout out to them. Yeah, those are very beautiful. Hey, Spec, welcome. So I wanted to share that moment with you all. That was so thoughtful. Okay, so let me share my screen. Hey D, welcome sis. Thank you for joining. I want us to tap into. Hold on, I'm on the wrong one. Okay. And I want y'all to make sure you subscribe and follow Talks with Nikki. She does phenomenal videos and work. Her voice is so soothing to me as well when I listen to her videos. But this queen is doing an awesome, awesome job keeping us in the know, breaking down different laws and so forth. So, Talks with Nikki. Let's see here. Hey, our Buttercup, welcome. Hey, Sienna said, now that's a bouquet. Yes, exactly. All right, let's get into it. Also, let me say this. This live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and discovered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people.
On the February 3rd, 2026 status hearing in the case involving Kadasia Johnson, who is currently being held at the Cook County Department of Corrections, charged with murder in the first degree for the unaliving of Ramika Blackman. This was a procedural hearing, so nothing dramatic happened in court today, but there were a few developments worth explaining, especially since there's already been quite a bit of chatter online. So first off, according to court eyewitnesses, Kadasia's attorney, Ari Williams, formally requested that her client be moved into protective custody while she's behind bars at Cook County. Now, the actual paperwork wasn't ready at the time of the hearing, but there was no objection from the state, and the judge made it clear that once he receives the paperwork, he's prepared to sign off on the order.
Okay, now, question. I'm wondering, why was the paperwork not done? Was this a quick move, like a quick thing? We're gonna just throw it out there and see. You know the saying, people will throw whatever at the wall to see what will stick. So was this that type of situation? Because I thought she was a little bit, a little more on it. Especially when you're asking for something like protective custody. Thought that was for famous people. I didn't know, Now I did get like the police officer, which I didn't agree with it. They said they were putting him into protective custody, the one that killed George Floyd. Okay. And so I was like, well, why do they get an option to be put into protective custody? You should have thought about what you were doing, knowing you were going to jail. That is not going to be people there with welcoming arms saying, oh, I just love you. Oh, you're so cool. No. Okay. There are people that are going to hate you, that will not like what you've done. They said that when you go to jail, a man that has abused children or a woman, like they go after them in jail. Okay. So certain things people don't think about in the moment. Hey, Brittany, welcome. They don't think about all of that in the moment. And so I was like really shocked that the paperwork wasn't, allegedly wasn't done during that time when she requested this. But at the same time, the state did not object this motion. So I guess they were cool with her getting some type of protection. Rhonda said, hey, she said exactly. She thought she wasn't going to jail. Right. I didn't think it would be nice, just rose-colored glasses and just a sweet time up in jail. And y'all, what's so ironic is, remember I just did a video, I think about maybe 2 weeks ago, about one girl giving her testimony. I call it testimony, but she was telling us what it was like in Cook County Jail. Now, I had a couple of people come up under my video saying, what does this have to do with Holly? It has a lot to do with Holly because clearly Holly's in jail, in the same jail system. Okay. And now even asking for protective custody in that same jail. So obviously that lady who was talking on there, she wasn't lying. Okay. She wasn't lying about the conditions there. Hey, Radiant Jules, welcome, sis. She wasn't lying. Okay. So it had everything to do with her. She thought she was going to commit the crime and don't do the time. Okay, I think so. I think she had that in her mind that I'm gonna get off with this. I'm gonna get off with this. So I was, wondering, was this a quick last minute thing for her paperwork to not be ready when you're asking for something like protective custody? Then also, it seems like, according to some of the others that went today, that the lawyer didn't even have a reason for requesting the protective custody. It was very vague and general, talking about like this case is probably, y'all, I'm telling you, in the grand scheme of things, I know that it's a lot of us that follow it here on YouTube, but the majority of people in this world do not know that this case is still going on like it is. Okay. Now it's reached a lot of places. Don't get me wrong. But the way she's acting is like she's R. Kelly or somebody, like some type of celebrity. No, ma'am. Okay. You are Quadasia, and I don't know where we get the Holly from, Johnson. I'm still trying to figure that part out. Because in the beginning, that's what we thought her name was. You don't go to jail to just kick it. Did she think it would be all roses for her? I think so. Because maybe, in the past, y'all remember with the former things that she's done, she was able to get out on electronic monitoring. Okay. I think she felt that this time she was going to get that same deal, that she was not going to have to sit behind closed doors, especially for as long as she's sitting behind closed doors. I think she thought she was going to be out by now. Okay. And it's not going her way. So now I believe that they're trying to figure out what is the next strategy, what is our next move to get her out of here. Brittany said, whatever they are doing, it won't work. Holly will still be in jail. Okay. Hey, Becca, welcome. Benita said, it's interesting that Holly is saying again that she needs protection. She's still using that excuse, thinking it's going to keep her out of jail. Clock that. Okay. Because that's one of the points that Talks with Nikki is going to go into on this video. And I had not thought about that or made that connection. Okay.
The judge did ask a reasonable question, though, and that's why the request was being made. Attorney Williams responded that due to the nature of the case, which many are interpreting as meaning it's high profile, her client doesn't feel safe. The attorney also referenced threats being made against Quadasia. The court did not go into detail about what those threats are, who made them, or how they were communicated, just that the concern was raised on the record. But I do want to remind y'all that Quadasia said she was being threatened by Romika through a third party. That is, her grandmother, by way of repeated phone calls. Now, that threat, which Quadasia said made her feel unsafe, was used as justification to obtain a restraining order against Romika. But I digress. Another thing.
Now, did y'all clock that? Because I did not think about that. Remember, we always say, and welcome everyone coming in. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. Remember, we always say, pay attention to people's patterns, right? So when she was outside, okay, free or roaming about, she said she needed protection from Romika, okay? Now, we still have yet to know if everything she put on that restraining order was valid, because they never got to the point of her having to show evidence of it. Now, the restraining order was granted. Okay. Romika did not show up for that court date. However, now she's like, okay, that was supposed to be used as my plan, because clearly when she shot her, the first thing she yells is, I have my license to carry. I have a restraining order. So she looked at that as, this is my protection. Now, here she is again and saying, I need some form of protection, that there are some threats being made. Now, have these threats been validated? Okay. Where are the threats coming from? Are they coming from inside, or is it through a third party again, where you're hearing things being told through friends or through your grandmother or through someone in your family and they're telling you about these threats? Or is it Big Bertha in jail? Okay. Is it her? I don't know. How can you just come into a courtroom and say that you need protection from something or protective, you want to be in protective custody, but you don't have clear and concise reasons why you need that? You don't even have the paperwork ready. So to me, I would have questioned that automatically. Well, if this was such an urgent matter and your life is at stake, or someone, what are the threats? Where is it coming from? Girl, let me fill out this paperwork in a hurry. We don't want anything to happen to you. So that's questionable. It really is. Hey, Ashley, thank you so much, sis. Hi, Miss Williams. She said that TPO and CCL ain't saving Miss Holly from those inmates. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Radiant Jules said, make sure you wear your pink for Romika on February the 8th. Okay, thank you so much. Y'all make sure y'all write that down because y'all know we forget dates. I only feel bad for all the kids. Right, D? Right. That have to go through this unexpected situation and their lives are different. Okay, the fact that she looks different in each one of those photos is wow. She does. She definitely does. I didn't even think about that. Right. Okay, everyone wants PC until they get it. That's what I'm hearing. Because someone had put that you're on lockdown like 23 hours a day. You get to go out for like 1 hour. I'm like, why would you want that? Because it seems like you're a little more limited. I wouldn't want anything where I'm limited. Holly needs to stay there. The many faces of evil. Holly is where she belongs. Hey, Joy, welcome. Okay, let me continue.
That came up today, and this is where I want to be very careful with wording. Is speculation around Khadijah's
Sorry.
pregnancy. Someone present in court today reported that Khadijah did not appear pregnant in her prison-issued blues, which has led to some speculation that she may no longer be pregnant at all. If that is the case, and again, this hasn't been confirmed, it would mean that she could be forced out of the medical unit where she's currently housed. Protective custody would provide the next safe option while Khadijah awaits trial.
Okay, clock that. It was stated, okay, that, hey, she had on big clothes. Nobody could really confirm if there was a stomach there. Now, this just provides another scenario as to why protective custody could come into play. If she is no longer pregnant and has to go into the general population and no longer having to be a part of that the prenatal, whatever they call that section of the jail, child, she probably got scared. Okay. You know, when you in there with a bunch of pregnant women sleeping and barely move, okay, eating, that's, you know, not really, y'all know when you're pregnant, you're not trying to fight and do all this. And they tell you you're about to go into general population, child, you know, she was already allegedly asking, can Romika fight? Trying to find out if she gonna get her butt whipped. So I need to go ahead and give me a gun because she got them hands. Okay. Now she already knows if she goes to the general population and she cannot fight, okay, she would be no good over there. So the next step would be to get some type of protection in place. She can't get a bodyguard. Okay. Who else is in there? You can't have a weapon in jail. You, girl, you were supposed to make some friends. Because see, when you can't fight, now, this is what I've just heard. When you can't fight and you scary, you're supposed to go in there and find you a good friend or a couple that will protect you and be your protection. So now her lawyer is having to get that protection for her. Okay. Big Bertha probably. Okay. Joy said Big Bertha probably sent her a note. Girl, she probably sent her a note. I'm doing your hair. Oh, you know what you got to do. Holly didn't think about Romika's son or Holly's own son, Carson, when she pow pow Romika for no reason, right? Yeah, they will have her take a pregnancy test. Exactly. Shout out to Ashley for the super chat and for being a sponsor for tonight's live. She said, keep it coming, open book. Blessings to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, sis. Hey, Lisa. She said, true. It is 23 hours lockdown and 1 hour out of the cell is also considered as the hold. Now, why would someone want to go to the hold? Okay, because on the movies I've seen, that's not, no. It looks dirty. You're not doing anything. You got just a little toilet, bed, mattress, a hot mess. It's hard, and all of that. Her face looks much fuller in her mugshot than it did at Thanksgiving. Okay. I'm telling you, somebody kept it real in the jail and said, we don't care about that baby. Wow. You think she got scared? Usually, if you can do hair, you're fine. Sienna said, hey, if you can do somebody hair, they probably keep you around. They won't beat you up. They won't beat you up. Okay. She opened her smart ass mouth to the wrong person. I can believe that. Okay, Becca says she really doesn't believe that she's pregnant. Ooh, yes, the kids are different. They have nothing to do with what happened. Right. And thank you, Ashley, again for the super sticker. I appreciate that, sis. Thank you so much.
In the hearing, the state requested additional DNA, and Attorney Williams once again raised HIPAA protections, which appear to be connected to medical information, possibly related to the pregnancy status. We don't know yet. However, no medical.
Now that is a good point. Okay, they did request DNA. Okay, so that is something that is possible. Does it have anything to do with the pregnancy? Okay, why is more DNA required? Ashley, we don't know. That's what I'm saying. This was another scenario. I know someone went today and said that they couldn't tell. Okay, wasn't that they were saying that she wasn't, but with the baggy clothes and things of that sort, they just couldn't see a stomach. But if they're requesting DNA, is it possible that they're still checking to see if she's pregnant? She was in the earlier stages of her pregnancy. You know how that goes. They tell people don't tell that you're pregnant, until after a certain safe zone. We don't know what has happened in regards to this, so I'm not going to put that out there. But those are things that were requested. Okay, so that's a good point. Rebecca, somebody asked me that today in chat. I told them I don't know. Yeah, I ain't gonna put stuff out that I don't know about. PC is where you go to get neglected, from what I've seen, but maybe all cases aren't the same. Hmm.
Details were confirmed in open court. The judge didn't make any rulings related to her pregnancy, and nothing about that was formally clarified at this hearing. So, as of right now, anything regarding pregnancy status remain unconfirmed and should be treated as speculation, not fact. Beyond that, there were no major arguments, no testimony, and no new evidence presented. This was very much a status check, procedural, short, administrative. The next court date has been set for March 3rd, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. That's when we'll likely see whether the protective custody order has officially gone through and whether there are any updates regarding housing, medical status, or how the case is moving forward. As always, I want to remind everyone watching to keep conversations fact-based, avoid spreading unverified claims, and remember that court proceedings, they tend to move kind of slow, especially in cases of this magnitude. I'll continue to follow the case and update you when there's confirmed information from the court. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Leave your thoughts down below about how you
Okay.
feel this case is.
Now, shout out to Talks with Nikki. Make sure you all check out her channel. She does phenomenal work. Hold on 1 second. Let me pause that. She does a phenomenal job with her videos. And let me share that video also in the chat for those of you who would like to watch it in its entirety. Hey Amanda, welcome. Yes, sis. Okay. I was wondering where you gonna pop in tonight. She said I set my alarm. Okay. But y'all, so she brought up some good points that I hadn't thought about. Something else with this protective custody that was out in the YouTube streets today was, is it possible that, because I almost did a live this morning on my way to work, is it possible, because I wanted to know y'all's thoughts, that she is getting ready to snitch? I just really want to know how much, first, before I go there, how much did Holly really know about this whole plan? How much information was shared with her? Hey, Darice, welcome. It has been a long time. Thank you for joining. How much did she know about the bigger plan? Okay, let's put it like that. The bigger plan. How much was shared with her? Did she really know what this all entailed? Okay, not to justify her actions of what she did, but how much did she know? Did she know of anyone else possibly involved in this? Would it be a reason for her to start speaking up? Because y'all, think about it. At this point, reality is probably starting to set in. Okay. She probably thought that she was already going to be out. She is still not out. Okay. Now, Carlos has been at all of the court hearings, except for today. Now, I think that's bad on his part in her eyes. She seems like you better keep her happy. Okay. Is she in a position where she like, I'm still not out, and my man is not even up here to see me? Will that spark something inside of her to want to start talking? Okay. Now, depending on how much she knows or how much she knows about this man, maybe if she does decide to start talking, does she feel like her life would be in jeopardy? Okay, because he can post all day, I love Romika, and sharing old videos, or I love Holly and sharing old videos of her. But Holly, he said he loved Romika. For one, he's still talking about Romika. Okay, so girl, clearly she's on his mind. But if he loved her and allowed you to do that to a person he proclaims that he loves, and he's proclaiming he loves you, what do you think? just read between the lines, okay? Nothing is ever for sure. So my thing is, which one is it? Okay, what were the threats, if there really were threats, and who did they really come from? Okay, see, all of that should have been outlined in the paperwork. Beverly said, if Holly needs protection, let's hook up with Big Bertha. Let's hook up with Big Bertha. That should be protection enough for her. That's what I'm saying. She didn't go in there right. Girl, you should have already secured Big Bertha. Okay, that's all the protection you need. I don't know, Shailene. It could have, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on that because I don't even know. Okay, right, Simply Neat. D said, yes, OB, I don't like to say anything if I really don't know facts. Yeah, I ain't gonna put it out if I really just don't know. But that was something else that had came out about that. Is she getting to a position where she's wanting to talk? Now we know her lawyer is known for getting plea deals, okay, for finding little holes in little, things that have been done wrong. Now, do y'all think too that it may come a time where she decides to try to do a plea deal? Okay. I think they're waiting to see what the appellate judge is going to say first. If he's going to, override and let her out. Now, if that does not work, do y'all think that she will start, thinking about doing a plea and maybe giving up some information. I don't know. Also, today there were requests for swab tests, DNA tests to be taken, and her lawyer wanted to make sure that they have some type of expert present to oversee that. Child, I don't know what all of that is about, okay? But something is definitely going on where they're trying to really look more into DNA, okay? Something is bringing up some red flag. Okay, now we already kind of talked about that crime scene and things were all over the place. Becca said, "Who wants to be pregnant in jail?" Holly knew she was going to jail. She thought that getting pregnant was going to help. And you know what? That is a good point. Was that intentional to think if I get pregnant, they'll be a little easier on me, that I can use this to still be on an electronic monitoring system? Okay, because I think because she's had experience with that. Oh, and her baby's father knows how to move around, obviously putting foil paper on it. Okay, could have given her a little tip, a little hint. Okay, ask for this. I don't know. Okay, so that's just something to think about. So they were swabbing. They want to swab her again. There was also DCFS order put. I don't know if that has anything to do with the pregnancy or her child. Dee was saying earlier, perhaps it could be maybe they're trying to get some type of custody in place while she's in jail, finalize some paperwork, and also with the father. Okay, will he have some visitation, or is he going to forever not be able to go around either child? I don't know. So it could be things that they're looking into for that too. I think the expert is to make sure everything is on the up and up since the timestamps were tampered with. Right, right. That might be the reason the state didn't question why she needs to be in protective custody, because they might have information about her trying. Ooh, clocking Benita. Come on now. Okay, clock that. Because you would have thought the state would have objected, especially, okay, think about this, especially if the paperwork was allegedly not done. What would be your reason, ma'am? Okay, we need to know more. So, hey, if they got a little hint that she might, hey, she probably scared. I mean, look at what happened to Romika. Does she think that she gonna snitch and be, oh, okay. Okay. So she like, let me get ahead of this thing. Child, you might not just need protective custody. What's the bigger level? The police, oh, the witness protection. Okay. Child, they may have to take it to another level. Okay. Baby, they might have to put her into some hiding depending upon how much she says. I don't know. Like this thing gets deeper, y'all. Like that's like, whoo, a lot going on. Right. I don't know, Sienna. Different DNAs on the W, possibly. Possibly, yeah. Holly needs to understand there's a lot of women in jail pregnant and have babies in jail or prison. Right. Hey, Teresa, welcome. They have maternity wards now in jail. So to get pregnant thinking is going to help your case is crazy. But everyone's saying Holly is crazy. She might have. Okay. We can't worry about Holly. We got to look at where poor Ramika is, right? Does the father even want visitation? Clock it, Joy. I don't know. In my opinion, Holly is taking a long time to flip. Okay. Hey, Nicola. Okay. Child, look, I'm thinking a possible trigger gonna be if he didn't show up at the courthouse today. Okay. As long as he's there, she probably was okay. But now you making it look like you not trying to be on my side. Okay. Now who gonna flip on who first is the question. The DCFS paper is maybe for her signing her rights to a family member instead of foster care for her kids. Possibly. Yes. That's what I'm wondering too. Then there was subpoena. They wanted to subpoena Romika's hospital records, but I think it was stated that the judge said that they had to redact or cover up important information, like her medical information. So I don't know what that is about either. Carlos isn't allowed to visit her in jail. He's witness number one. He better stay. Well, he didn't come to the courthouse. See, the other times he was at the courthouse. Hey, Nutra. So in her mind, okay, if I'm pregnant with your child and I'm facing this whole thing pretty much by myself, I'm expecting you to be at this courthouse to support me. But today he wasn't there. Is that going to trigger something in her to want to start speaking up? Maybe the real reason Carlos pulled the trigger is both fingerprints on the gun, or maybe Carlos only. That's what a lot of people have been saying. Whose fingerprints are showing up on that weapon and on the bullets, on everything? Y'all, it's so much information that we don't know yet, that they have in discovery that we don't know. No, Joy, he wasn't. I heard he wasn't. That we haven't heard yet. So we don't know if they have found more than one set of fingerprints on the weapon. Oh no, you fine. So that was just something to think about in the grand scheme of things. Is so much, to this story, in this case, I should say, that it goes deeper than what we know. I know Travel Island even shared some information today regarding Carlos, and some things that he had been involved in. So there's a lot on the line with this. It's not just simple, and none of it, that's not even simple, but like, oh, this girl was just jealous of another lady and she unalived her. She was in fear for her life. No, no. It's way deeper than this. And we've even heard from Q how deep it had gotten. Okay. Some of the things that he shared. So now if she's in a position where she does want to start talking, that there were talks behind the scenes of some of this happening, okay, then at what cost would she have to pay to speak up? They asked for an unredacted DFCS report from September the 8th. Oh, okay, got you. Oh, yes, because they did show up. That was on the police report. So they wanted an unredacted copy. Wow. Was today his first time now? Yes. That's the part, Amanda, that I'm like, oh. For all we know, Carlos is already selling on Holly. Right. I understand the first to flip gets the best deal. Okay. I'm telling you. Yeah, she's full of it. Let's see. Tamika said Holly is in PC because she is about to start singing. Carlos and the inner circle is going down. More rest at the end of the month. Ooh, justice for Meeks. And the judge did not say he was signing the protective custody order. He said he would look at it. Uh-oh, thank you. Wordplay. Come on now. Ari wanted him to sign a blank when he said no. Ooh, wow. Thank you, Protos, for that info. Okay, so it's not even a guarantee. I'm thinking this was signed off on. It was a guarantee. So, child, that judge said he's not signing a blank paper. He said he's not signing a blank paper. If you want protective custody, and you know what? Now she's going to have to put on there probably. I don't know how in depth they have to go, with the details. But if she has to fill out the paperwork, She may have to put on there what threats, why she needs this protective order, okay, and all of that. And then the next court date is March the 3rd. So, I mean, does she have to, do they have to wait until March the 3rd for him to decide if he's going to do that? Because I never thought about that. So that means that if she's already asking for protective order, custody order, and she has a whole month to be in fear for her life, wait a minute now. Or can they just expedite it? How does that work? Hey, Tim, welcome. Hey, Darice. Right, I thought that the judge signed off on putting Holly in protective custody. Brittany, we were wrong. Hey, Monica. Frodo said she was on the Zoom. That the judge, they did not have, and really talks with Nikki, just said it in her video, that she did not have the paperwork filled out. And it was very vague, like, oh, this case is big, and social media this, social media that, and so forth. But the judge did not sign off on it because the paperwork was not ready. So that could be another reason why the state really not objecting. Maybe they want to also see what she's going to say in the paperwork. How are you going to ask for something like that and don't have that's why I'm wondering, y'all, was this something that was like last minute? Like, let me ask for this last minute. Like, what just took place for her to randomly just ask for protective custody and the paperwork, you got a blank paper? I'm not understanding that. Exactly. If I was paying you a whole lot of money, child, you better have every paper ready. Okay, I need every paper better be signed on the dotted line if we paying you and you supposed to be getting stuff done. Okay. Yeah, Brittany, we were wrong, child. Carlos is in trouble. His DNA is on that weapon, allegedly. And if it is, my guess is the way that she got all the blood on the inner part of her hand could have been a handoff. And that's something we've also been trying to figure out throughout this case as to how did she get so much blood on the inside of her hand. Now, we're not saying that to be facts. We don't know. But we just wonder, okay, how did she get so much blood on the inside of her hand, especially if she was to have shot Romika from a distance? It's still not making sense. This is why we're now seeing all these requests for DNA. Something is sparking a red flag, y'all. They are not just going to continue to keep asking for, we need this DNA. We want her mouth swabbed. We want an expert there to make sure everything. Well, what y'all trying to say? What y'all trying to say, that the state is not doing something right? That they're trying to hide something? I don't know. She said a favor for a favor. If she wants something from the judge, she got to offer up someone or something. Ooh, not Phaedra Parks. She said Phaedra Parks was playing with the woman's money. You know what? In the way I read that, I read it in Quad's voice. I don't even know why I read that in Quad's voice. Oh my gosh. Doing everything she can to look like a good lawyer, and she's about to spill the beans. Oh, Brittany said, I'm thinking so. Open book is like a last ditch effort to make up something to go on the paper. Right. She don't have her stuff together. She's just not into this case. She knows she's not going to be able to get Holly off. Now, hey, she needs to let those people know, though. Okay, if this is beyond her scope, okay, let the people know that, look, this is not for me, okay, because I don't think that I can do this. Wow. Yes, y'all, please tap that like button. That's something to think about. Wow. So now I'm just wondering, okay, I'm wondering now if this can be expedited, the whole paperwork thing, since she didn't have it ready, or do they have to wait until March the 3rd? And then I'm wondering how long is it going to take for the appellate court to get to her case and to give their decision? You see what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of moving parts. So I don't know if they're trying to see which one is gonna. If maybe they're asking for protective custody now because maybe they feel like that's gonna take too long to get to that part, and you got to stay in jail. So if you're gonna stay in jail, and now, okay, is it someone on the pregnancy side in that division that you need protection from, or have they told you that you're moving from that division and you're about to go into general population and now you're afraid and scared and now you need protection? Like something is off with that. She needs to let go lay down somewhere, right? There's only a small amount of DNA on the gun, so if the state tested, there is nothing left for defense to test. So they agreed Ari would get an expert to watch the testing. Oh, Frodo's. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so she was on the Zoom, y'all. So she's giving us some tea. So it says there is only a small amount of DNA on the gun. So if the state tested, there's nothing left for defense to test because what one side does, the other side wants to do as well. So they agreed Ari would get an expert to watch the testing. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay. Oh, Frodo's, keep it coming. Okay, because you're giving me clarity. Now, did they mention anything about the order? Did he say that he's giving them a deadline as to when to have that form in so he could sign off, or if that's something he wants to sign off to? Shout out to Shelly Shells for the super chat and for being a sponsor for tonight's live. Thank you, sis. Wow. So it's a small amount of DNA on there. Okay. That's interesting. I didn't know that part. Now I'm just wondering, she knows Holly is losing, right? Because see, this has been a couple of times she hasn't been able to get her out. And we already knew that this was coming. Now she's waiting probably on that appellate court's decision. Let's see, something terrible. Hey T Smith, welcome, sis. Okay, so he didn't say. Okay, dog. Maybe T Smith knows. She comes with some facts. T Smith. So the judge did not sign up on that blank sheet of paper today asking for protective custody. Okay. So now, and the state did not object to it. So now I'm wondering, can they expedite it and get her to fill it out and get it to the judge, or will they have to wait until March the 3rd to do that? Because I mean, you just said you need protected custody. You're gonna let a person wait a whole month and if they feel like their life their life is at stake. I'm curious about that process. That's weird. Wow, that's messed up though. She wasn't ready with that info. But now y'all, okay, if she fills out that form, now she's going to have to tell what threats. Like who's trying to get some threats to her in jail? Unless it's some people that know some people that know some people that's in the pregnant side, or some people that have made some phone calls to some family members and the family members passing on the information. I don't know. Okay. No, they can get it in before. Okay. Thank you, T. Smith. I appreciate that. So she said they can get it in before. Yeah, because that seems like you need to go maybe today after she left court. And I need you to go and fill it out. But see, my thing is don't come with the same stuff that you did with the restraining order and no, they never got a chance to see the evidence. Like, what evidence? Do you have a note? Was a note sent to you threatening you? Okay. Was it through a phone call? And y'all know that they record the phone calls. Okay. So was it through a phone call? How did this threat get to you? Because I would be asking all kind of questions. I don't trust it. So what will happen on March the 3rd again? Will they present the evidence to the judge? I'm hearing that that's like a discovery time where they start showing more of the, I guess, the testing results. And correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Like the things that they're requesting, DNA and all of that, like those test results. Wow. And and if now the protective custody thing, if they don't get it in before the 3rd, they're gonna discuss that day too. Y'all, this is gonna open up a whole new can of worms. Okay, hey, that one, good evening. It will open up a whole new can of worms. Okay, because I'm curious to know what will go on that form. Wow. I did not know it was a blank form and the judge didn't want to sign off on it. So this was a request. So she's not in protective custody yet. This was a request. I was thinking today that this was something that she was granted. So I'm glad that y'all clarified that. Holly probably is wanting out of where she's at because she's with women that have mental health issues and she's probably met her match over there. Okay. Probably met a match. Okay. Right, Brittany. That is crazy work. This is going to get interesting, y'all. So I guess they subpoenaed Romika's hospital records. Maybe they'll talk about that. The swab test, what came from that. Yes, that one. That's what we're talking about. And in the video that I showed earlier, she was talking about the pregnancy part. Does any of that, the DNA part, has anything to do with the baby, the pregnancy? You know, is it really Carla? Did he request paternity test while she's in jail? Lord, it's so much. Shout out to Rhonda for the super sticker and for being a sponsor to today's live. Okay, child, is he in there asking? Let's see here. Protective custody is a move to help with that pre-trial release. That's what we were saying. Okay, so T. Smith, y'all just said protective custody is a move to help with the pre-trial release. That's what they're waiting on. That's right, from the appellate court, right? That decision. So protective custody, if she gets out, oh my gosh, how would that work? Will she still get protected? How does that work though? It's the protective custody, and y'all, please forgive me if I'm asking questions that y'all probably know already, but I just don't know. Okay, how does it work if she is granted? Is that only protective custody only while she's in jail? So if she gets out of jail and she's in fear for her life, do they put her in a protective witness type of program? How does that work? Or that's just for in jail, protective custody? Because if it's helping with her pretrial release, child, what does that mean? Is she scared for her life when she gets out too? Wow. I know it's while she's in there, she wants to be protected. Girl, that's what we were saying, that one allegedly she is. I'm not going to say she's not because I don't know. They say she don't look pregnant. That's what I heard. Do you think Holly, hey, leopard luggage, do you think Holly had an abortion and don't want to go into general population? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that she wants no one. I don't think she wants no one has threatened her besides someone in jail. Maybe because everyone knows about this case. Right, right, exactly. Let's see. Shelly said, hopefully Romika's family don't get locked up on purpose to get at her. Girl, you silly. No, I doubt that. Oh my goodness. Girl, they say they've been doing good. Okay, they've been doing better than most, keeping the peace. Oh, thank you, Sienna. Okay. So it's only while you're incarcerated, okay, leading up to the trial. Oh, Lord. So if you feel the need, so I guess okay, so this takes me back. Now, if that is only while you are incarcerated, then it makes me think that it was someone that threatened her allegedly, possibly in the jail. With that, am I right for thinking that way? Because if it was someone outside of the jail, what would protective custody in jail do you any good? So it seems like it would be because of an in jail situation. I don't know if I'm overthinking this. Why isn't Ari more prepared to help her client? I have no idea. When Holly gets convicted, it can actually help Holly on appeal because she can say she had an ineffective assistance from counsel from her attorney. Oh wow. Oh, girl, don't give them no ideas, Lord. But you're right about that, though. If her own lawyer messes up, she could also use that on appeal. Wow. Shelly say you going in. Okay. Wow. So it may have been someone in the jail. Yeah, she's trying to get her client out on house arrest until trial. I don't, y'all. It's so okay. That would make more sense though, Tim, because if you saying that you need protective custody, which you get while you are incarcerated, then you're in fear for your life in here while you're waiting on trial. So this is now helping. I see what T. Smith is saying. This is now helping me get that pre-trial release because I am in fear for my life in here. Big Bertha is coming for me. So I need to be out of here. Okay, got it. I don't understand why they want DNA again. That's crazy. Right. How many times we got to do this? At the appeal, Ari may be able to argue that Holly isn't safe and she will be safer on house. There you go. Bam. Now it's coming together for me. See, I told y'all I was sleepy. Okay, it's been a long day. Now my brain cells are kicking into gear. Okay, y'all breaking it down for me so I have a better understanding of this because I wasn't getting it at first. Okay, now it's becoming clear. Okay, now do y'all think, okay, now she's already submitted the paperwork for the appeal, okay, for her release. Now, can she add this protective custody paperwork to that paperwork to show them? Now, we know we already submitted this, but now my client has been getting threats and I had to submit a protective order request. We need her out of here. Oh my goodness. Ooh, so she gonna attach that paperwork. This is too much. Okay, now Big Bertha. Yes, Big Bertha is sending notes in jail. Look, let me find out Holly writing notes to herself. Okay, let me find out you in there writing notes to yourself, girl, because we want to see it. You, baby, they better attach the evidence to that paperwork. Okay, I would have never hired little Phaedra. She had too many pictures outside and not enough behind the desk. Okay, she helped Carlos get her phone, so they had to move meets. Oh, gotcha, Tamiko. Okay. Girl, I was like, huh? Because I was thinking about what we was just talking about, and I said, wait, did what? Getting Holly out, even on a monitor, is not going to stop her from living up to her reputation of being the terror of the town. Ooh, but she still got to, right, Shelly, clock it. Okay, she still got to prove the harassment. That one, girl, we got to laugh to keep from crying. Okay, that does make sense. High profile case, right? That's why she's calling it a high profile case. She's saying, my client is in fear for her life in here. Something's going on. and we got to get her out of here. See, it's more of a desperation now because the other things did not work. So now what can we try? Oh, let's try this. Okay, that's why that paperwork wasn't filled out. We just gonna say, girl, you've been getting some threats up in this jail, or you got to be in some protective custody. They out here talking about it on social media, and we don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, but if people out here talking about it on social media, I wouldn't have even brought up social media. What that got to do with you in jail? You would be safer there if the people online talking about it. I'm not understanding bringing up the social media stuff. Like what? She's literally thank you, Sienna. Man, you thinking alike. She said she's literally safer locked up. If Ari got her out, that would be negligence. What is going on? Oh my gosh, y'all. This just got my brain going. That is crazy work. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that. She would be safer in jail if you are thinking about social media. Let her go to PC so she can have nothing but to focus on her stupidity. Right. So if she goes to PC, okay, then she would be in there until she got the decision from the appellate court, I guess. So she'd be in protective custody, awaiting what the appellate court is going to say, right? Then, if the appellate court says we're going to release her on an ankle monitoring system, then she gets out. Okay. Right, open book, exactly. Desperate to save her client. It won't work. She is in jail. Holly is a dangerous woman and a danger to society. And that's what the judge said, the other judge. Oh my gosh, this is crazy, y'all. So we're going to see what kind of proof of threats they come up with, okay? Because that stuff can be proven. Not like you didn't prove the restraining order information, okay? We never got to the part where you had to prove that. So maybe she's using that same strategy. They will move her to another jail. She just won't get no house arrest with this case, in my opinion. Oh. So Shelly thinks, now girl, now see, that's going to open up a whole other can of worms because, child, you thinking you about to go home and they transfer you just to another jail. I would be mad. Oh my gosh. Now that is something to think about. I'm telling you, another motion will be filed. She's going to realize PC isn't what she thinks it is and will want out. Oh, no, let her go in there. Let her go in there and have that 23 hours every day in that cell. You wanted protection, right? Oh, okay. Wow. 23 hours a day in a little room. Oh, my goodness. And someone put in the chat, in another chat, they were like, I love this for her. I'm like, look, that will give you time to think. And the more she thinks about it and being in that protective custody little cell, she's going to want to start speaking up and talking. She's not going to want to stay the rest of her life in that jail. Okay? Whether you are in PC, general population, pregnancy population, wherever she is going to want out. And how is she going to get out? If they won't let her out, eventually she is going to start talking and see if she can get a plea deal. I truly feel that. I've heard it's easier to get in PC than to get out of it. Uh-oh. Somebody better tell it. Right. Maybe she'll then pick up the Bible, read, and ask God for forgiveness. Right. Shelly said she's sick of her. She was Holly Wick on September 8th, now scared. Right. Yep. She feels like she's going to get her out. And you know what? Her lawyer also knows that a lot of people are watching this case. And, this can go against her credibility and how she's handling this. So she's going to try whatever to get that win, which, I mean, that's really her job as a defense attorney. I never knew a judge had to be one to put you in PC. That's new to me. Yeah, I didn't know. D, I'm learning so much that I did not know about this stuff. Like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, ooh, a lot of people say in PC, the silence breaks you down. I watch a lot of documentaries and they always say that's where they started to actually think about what they've done. Oh, child. Well, that's gonna be on her. That's her decision. Hey, you're gonna have to stick with it because you can't go against what you're saying you need protection from. Why would you say I'm getting threats and I need protection? They put you in there and then you say, no, I don't want to be in here. The judge gonna look at you like you're crazy. So that's just something to think about. Well, that was all, y'all, that I had tonight regarding this. If y'all didn't see the beginning, I did show a picture of that Auntie Leslie had shared with Miss Tina today. Some people, supporters, had sent some flowers to her today, pink and white roses to her. So she took some pictures of that. And we also watched a video from Talks with Nikki, who shared great perspectives on some things that took place with the updates today. And also, I want to give a special shout out to Shelly, Ashley, Rhonda. Y'all, I hope I didn't miss anyone, because if I don't start, I miss it. And anyone else who was a sponsor for tonight's live, thank you, ladies, so much. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone that tuned in tonight. Not going to hold you all too long. I know it's been a busy day on the YouTube streets. So I know we got other lives to get the tea and be nosy and to give our input, child. And I hope I can keep my eyes open. Okay. But special shout out to you all and the members that are lit up in green. Thank you all so much for your support. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let everyone know we were live. And shout out to all of the replay gang. Thank y'all so much for coming back and tapping in too. Also, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell, because you never know when I'm going to go live. I hope everyone has a great night. And until next time, be blessed. Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like, share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.